What is the best carry gun of all time?
You're actually looking at my predominant carry gun. I'm going to set that aside and come back to it. About 5% of the time I carry a little J-frame revolver. This is a Smith and Wesson Model 340 enclosed hammer, double action only with a front night sight. Maybe we'll talk more about this. It's a little 5-shot 357 Magnum or 38 Special.
And this firearm weighs about 13 ounces, so it's fairly lightweight, easy to conceal, easy to just slip in a pocket. And certainly it's a Smith and Wesson. It's going to be very reliable. Maybe we'll talk more about that in another video. Another 5% of the time I carry a Glock 26. This is a Generation 3 Glock 26. It holds 10 rounds of 9mm in the magazine plus one in the chamber. And of course you can use the 15-round magazines, which are made for the Glock 19, or the 17-round magazines, which are made for the Glock 17. I think Magpul maybe makes a 21 or 22 round, and then you can certainly buy the 33-round magazine to go into this firearm. Also works well, a little bit larger, a little bit beefier, a little bit heavier. But back to my concealed carry firearm of choice. This is a Sauer P938. This is what they call the Nightmare model. I'll just show you how to take this down. You have a 6-round magazine. This has Winchester PDX-1 in it. It is loaded because it is my carry gun. I have it on me almost all the time. So safety checking the firearm. So the way you disassemble this firearm is going to revolve around this little disassembly lever here. And if you flip it over, you can see this little metal bulge coming out of the side of the firearm. It kind of works a little bit like a 1911. There's no bushing or anything like that, but what you need to do to take this down is you're going to pull the slide back and you're going to line this little half moon notch here up with this part of the slide lock. And then I'm going to push the slide lock from this side of the gun and then just pull the slide lock out. So I slipped my finger in this trigger guard here to give me a little bit of leverage to pull that slide back and hold on to it. And then just pull it out and the slide slips right off. This recoil spring can be a little bit of a pain to get back in place. I'm going to go through the trouble just for you folks, but guide rod recoil spring and your barrel pops out the back. You know, in 1911, the barrel goes in through the front. But I'm just going to show you how I put this thing back together. This is the trick that I've found that works. Get your guide rod back into your spring and go ahead and put your spring here in the front of the gun. And I take my index finger and my thumb and kind of hold on to the spring that's not filled by this guide rod and use my thumb and index finger as a guide to push that spring back into place. That spring can give you quite a headache if you're not used to it. And then to get this firearm, the rest of the firearm back together, you go ahead and start your slide onto your frame. You can see this little guy sticking up right here. If you don't push that down, your slide's not going to go back onto your frame. So you have to push this down and then slip your slide over that. All right, and then you kind of have to look in this little hole where your slide lock is going to go and take that and kind of get it started. You have to hold your mouth right with this. Sometimes you slip it behind where it needs to go, and then by the time you actually get the slide back on, it doesn't go back on properly. You just pop it right back out and try again. But it should be completely assembled. This is a single action only firearm, so hammer's cocked to the rear. It will not fire double action. So the hammer has to be cocked to the rear. There's a thumb safety there so that you should carry this firearm cocked and locked. I showed you the little 6-round magazine. You can also buy a 7-round magazine. It gives you a little bit of a pinky extension. And I carry a spare magazine. Anytime I carry a firearm, I try to carry a spare source of ammunition. Even if it's a revolver, I carry a speed loader. But when I have a semi-automatic gun that I'm carrying, I use these little crossbreed Gideon pocket magazine carriers. They seem to be very well made, and they hold the magazine in place. They can be pretty stiff at first, so you might try the little wrapping saran wrap around the magazine and stuffing it in there for a day or two before you actually carry it. Sometimes it might be hard to get out as soon as you get them, but they break in well. They're good leather. Crossbreed Holsters is a quality company. So
How does that parallel to the Bible? This channel is called Guns
in the Gospel. And I just wanted to make a point about, well, I was kind of trying to show you what my choice for a carry gun is. And a lot of people are looking around, and maybe you might be asking yourself the question, well, which Bible should I use? What's the best Bible to read? And you notice in all of my videos, I use this thing. It's called a parallel Bible. It has your New International Version, your King James Version, your New American Standard Version, and your Amplified Bible. I use this Bible a lot just so I can look back and forth. Another Bible, I'll show you this one. This is actually my wife's, but I use it quite a bit. This is a New Living Translation. It's fine. This is also my wife's. This is actually a Charles Stanley Daily Bible. This is a New King James. I have the same one in a New American Standard. I have a Schofield King James Bible and a Charles Stanley Life's Principles New American Standard that I use to study. But they're all okay. They all have their pros. They probably all have their cons. Bottom line is, the best carry gun is the one that you will carry. A huge H&K USP 45 tactical model is not going to do you any good if it's sitting at home in the dresser. Likewise, a King James Bible is not going to do you any good if it's sitting on your coffee table collecting dust. So the best Bible version is the one that you will read. Just like the best carry gun is the one that you will carry.